Hello, friends. Welcome to a new episode of What Happened in China, where we explore in culture and the places. Today, we are in a city close to Shenyang. The city is Fushun. Get ready to discover totally exclusive content. I decided to venture out to explore a new city, Fushun in the Liaoning province. The excitement, discovering a unknown place, and getting known by the culture and the way of the life filled me with enthusiasm. I previously researched the city. I know that Fushun was famous for the rich history, which promised to offer a unique and rich experience. Researching on the internet and talking to some locals, I planned my route for the next day. I was looking forward to hitting the street and immerse myself in the life of this middle class neighborhood very close to the major city Shenyang. Arriving at Fushun, I was immediately drawn by the charms, the architecture of the building combining with the traditional style with modern elements, creating a picturesque image. The middle class neighborhood I was staying had a welcoming and vibrant atmosphere. The streets were clean and well kept, and the people moved with calm and grace. During my exploration, I come across with local people going about their daily business. Residents greeted each other politely as they headed to work or took the children to school. It was an intimate look at the daily life of the Fusion people. I marveled at the diversity of the people who lives in this neighborhood. They were young families with children, seniors enjoying their retirement, and young professionals and students heading to their respective destination. Each of them was part of the tapestry of the community, and I was excited how their lives were intervening in this vibrant city. One of the things that caught my attention the most was the variety of local business in the neighborhood, from a small grocery store to fashion boutiques. There was a wide range of choice for residents. Each store had their own charms and personality, and I delighted in exploring them and discovering unique products and handmade items. I came across an antique shop displaying historical artifacts, a tea shop offering a wide selection of local teas, and a small bookstore housing books by local writers. Each business told a story, was a window in the entrepreneurial spirit of the community. Walking to the street of Fushun was a delightful experience. The streets were well paved and decorated with flowers and trees, creating a welcoming atmosphere. Along the way, I found murals and street art that added a touch of color and creativity to the city. The locals moved with calm and grace, and there was a sense of tranquility in the air, although the pace of the city was more relaxing than a large metropolis. There was a powerful energy that made Fusion feel alive and vibrant. The local fusion gastronomy was another aspect I could not miss. Street food stalls offering a wide variety of dishes from traditional dumplings to grilled meat skewers. Every bite was an explosion of authentic and delicious flavors. I stopped at a small family restaurant and ordered a typical dish from the region, guobaru, also known as sweet and sour pork. This delicious aroma filled with the air as I eagerly awaited for my food. Taking the first bite, I was blown away by the perfect mix of sweet and savory flavors. It was a dining experience that I will never forget. I took the time to strike up a conversation with some of the locals. His kindness and hospitality made me a deep impression of me. They shared stories about the history of Fusion, its tradition, and the modern life in the city. I met an old man who had lived in Fujian all his life and he told me about the change he had witnessed over the years. I also spoke to a young couple who have recently moved to the city looking for new opportunities. Each meeting was a window in the lives of the people who were part of this community. Through the histories, I learned about the identity and resilient spirit of the Fujian people. Fusion also several places of interest that were worth visiting. One of them was the Shengli Park, a beautiful park with extensive green areas, ponds, and walking paths. It was the perfect place to enjoy a relaxing walk and connect with the nature. I also visited the Fushun Imperial Palace, an old palace that had been restored and turned into a museum. The palace was an impressive display of traditional architecture and was steeped in the history and the culture. As a city with a rich industrial history, Fushun has some interesting and historic sites to explore. One of these was the Fushun Coal Industry Museum, which offered a fascinating insight into the coal industry in the region. I toured the exhibit and learning about the history of mining and the impact it had on the development of the city. I also visited the Black Dragon Park, which preserved old coal mines and told the history of the meaning of the city. Exploring these sites allowed me to understand the importance to the coal industry in the history of Fushun and how they influenced the identity and development of the city. Fushun was also a city with great cultural diversity. I was pleasantly surprised to see how different ethnic groups live together in an harmony and celebrate their tradition. The city hosted cultural festivals and community events that brought together people from different backgrounds. I saw some Chinese lantern festival where local would release lanterns into the night sky to celebrate the lantern festival. The atmosphere was festive and the city was illuminated with colorful floating lanterns. Fushun architecture was a mix of modern and traditional styles. Skyscrapers stood alongside historic buildings, creating a fascinating mix of old and new buildings. I was amazed at the beauty and the ingenuity of the architecture design that shaped the city, from the impressive city halls to the ancient temples. Each building told an history and was a key in the Fushun portrayal. I could pass the opportunity to take a night walk through the streets of Fushun. The city took a magical atmosphere on the night lights. Restaurants and bars were alive with people conversation and music filled the air. I stopped in a small jazz bar, enjoyed the live music while sipping a cocktail. I also joined a group of young people at the cafe that was open late in the night. Fushun have a variety of tradition and festivals that enrich the life of the community. During my visit, I was lucky enough to witness a traditional parade celebrating Chinese New Year. The colorful costume and the traditional dance were a display of the city pride and cultural heritage. What moved me most during my time in Fushun was the community spirit that prevailed in the middle-class neighborhood. Residents come together in community activities and projects, demonstrating that they support and care for each other. I participate in a community cleanup where neighbors come together to clean the streets and park. I also attend a local food fair where residents share their products and receive with the community. My time in Fushun was drawing to a close, and I felt bittersweet and I say goodbye to this lovely town. I had learned so much during my exploration and made my memories that I will treasure forever. I want to say goodbye to Fushun, maybe come back in the near future, but I have to explore new locations in different parts of China. I hope you enjoyed this unique experience. See you soon in the next video where we'll continue to explore the wonders of these incredible places. Goodbye and thank you for exploring with us. Bye bye.